You see this right here? This is a video game. In fact, this is probably the first video game that'll come to mind if you ask somebody who doesn't play games to think of one. So many things can be traced back to the fat Italian plumber. To be honest, as much as I always enjoy trying out brand new things, every now and then I find myself booting up the original Super Mario Bros. And just playing it for a spell. A Mario game is quite a lot like a Beatles album. Sometimes, you just really want to listen to Sgt. Pepper, presumably while playing Mario at the same time. They may both be incredibly familiar things, but well, you know what they say, class is permanent, no matter what. I mean, that is what they say, isn't it? Why don't we test that out? Because, you see, I didn't come here just to play Mario on Nintendo. Nor did I come to play some ridiculous WOM hack that requires you to load state about 5 times every second. No. I'm playing Super Mario Bros. Alright, but I'm playing it on Sega. Now, I have a couple of games to choose from here. A couple of years ago, an Argentinian programmer by the name of Matrus completed a very faithful port of SMB to the Mega Drive. It plays well, it looks like the original, it's Mario alright. But it's not what I want. I want something earlier. Something with a good stench of the 7 Seas about it. In short, an old-fashioned down and dirty pirate. Yeah! This is probably the most famous one. Super Mario World. The game may look like a bastardisation of Mario, but the play is somewhat different. I mean, since when did Mario throw fireballs? He can't even jump on enemies. Actually, this isn't really Mario at all. It's a hack of another pirated game by the name of Squirrelkin, one of the few pirated games out there that is actually quite good. So in summary, it's, again, not what I'm after. This right here is slightly closer, a recently unearthed pirate called Super Mario World 64. Looks rather intriguing actually. Unlike the previous game, it's a classic bootleg copy, fresh out of the sweatshop. However, at present only Wii homebrew emulators are capable of playing it, therefore it's out. So, finally, we have this. Introducing Super Mario 2 1998, a bootleg port of the Super Mario AllStars version of the original, presumably released in 1998 by God only knows who. Looks the part, doesn't it? I do believe, ladies and gentlemen, that we've found our test subject. Let us begin. The first and hardest thing to do when playing this is to forget everything you ever learned about Mario, because absolutely nothing is as it seems. You see that plumber and you expect natural control, filled with momentum, a game that just feels so right. You are not going to get that here. What you're going to get is pain. Every single jump in this game is a matter of life and death, because this game, it's uncontrollable. I'm not exaggerating, you can see it for yourself. Every shift in direction will send Mario flying off to God knows where, and you pretty much have a choice of a teeny tiny little jump or a whopping great bound, both of which are damn near impossible to time or judge. As a result, the enemies have become quite a bit tougher. Ah, the Goomba. The classic goon, so easy to jump on and dispose of. Not anymore. Goombas are fast, come in bunches, and are very hard to jump on due to the awful collision detection, not to mention the jumping as previously mentioned. So my advice is not to go anywhere near them, just stay the hell away. The extra points are not worth it. Really, the only time you should be going on the offensive against any Koopa Trooper is if you have a Fire Flower, and if you have one of those, then guard it with your life. I mean, who cares about the weird difference in colour? Your main concern should just be survival. And as far as momentum goes, well, there's nothing slippy about this one. Not only are the jumps crazy, but the movement is as stiff as a brick. Here's a good example. Remember this part from World 1-2? If you're big, you'll have to slide under the blocks. Well, here's the bootleg version. Notice how those blocks are just that little bit higher? This is because Mario cannot slide at all. I have to say, it's a good job this is the only part of the game where you have to slide, and it's so early in the game that the makers of this pirate picked up on it. Otherwise, the game would be impossible. keep that in mind for later on. Anywho, we're now in World 1-4. By this time I've learnt to take it slow. Usually when I play Mario I like to bomb through the game as fast as I can, and it's generally effective. Despite Sonic, for example, being so much faster, Mario is quite a bit smoother and more free-flowing, so I can just take the game out with reckless abandon. But just try and win here, just fucking try it. You'll die 1,000 deaths. Slow, careful play is very much the order of the day. So relax, take a deep breath, and try not to have any fun. Mind you, who would expect fun from a game like this? I'm only here to see if Mario's quality can somehow come out of this mess intact. But despite everything conspiring against us, we've reached Bowser. Nothing difficult about this. Jump over him, cross that bridge, and the world's done. We're well on our... Huh? Why is he not dead? Interesting. Anyway, you actually have to jump on Bowser here to beat the level. Again, nothing hard about this. It's one of this game's many foibles and, well, it's hardly the worst. Thanks Mario, Princess went that away, let's move on. Okay, World 2-2. Time for some swimming. Some horribly jerky swimming. Oh, and hey, here's the deadliest enemy in the game. The jellyfish. One false move and they'll have at you with all the precision and speed of a laser-guided missile. Hand back, get high up on the screen, let them reach the top, then dive down and swim for your life. As lethal as these jellyfish are, they may as well look like Jaws. Again, let's just hurry on. Ah, some moving platforms. Again, relax, time your jumps very carefully and... What the hell? Something about moving platforms sends the game haywire. Hit one and you lose all control, and you probably end up dying. Sometimes you can jump in midair and save yourself, but most of the time, you're dead. And then sometimes, this happens. Now I'm truly lost. Occasionally the game will just go right to the next level at random, normally at a point where you're about to die, which is, as it goes, kinda helpful. So, we're making decent progress. I've skipped ahead a little bit, and we're now at World 4-4, the maze. Of course, if you've played Mario before and you know what you're doing, then this should be a cakewalk. Top, then bottom. Nothing to it. First we've just got to get past these platforms here. Now, in regular Mario, this would be straightforward. All you do is run over them. So let's do that. And it doesn't work. You can try all you want, but, well, you'll just fall down. Now perhaps you've wondered at some point just what this section would be like if you actually had to do all those teeny, tiny little jumps. Well, guess what? It's time to find out. This is quite possibly the most infuriating platforming section I have ever played. All of these jumps have to be perfect. The slightest mistake and you'll fall. Again and again and again. Just show me a WOM hack that compares to this, 'cause there isn't one. And you ain't seen nothing yet. But eventually, you'll make it, and you'll run. Straight into the fire. Then, you'll run into it again. Try as you might, you will never get past this spinning column of fire. It's a completely impossible jump. Remember what I said earlier about the blocks from 1-2? It's pretty clear that the playtesting didn't extend all the way to 4-4. If you don't have a mushroom here, you're completely screwed. You will not be able to get past. You'll just have to lose all your lives, continue from 4-1, get a mushroom somewhere, guard it with your life, deal with those platforms again, and then walk through the fire. And if you die after that... A moment of silence, please. As a mark of respect for the dead controllers. But thankfully, I didn't die, and I was able to keep going, forever living in fear of another moment like this one. God. As I went through the later worlds, the game getting ever glitchier and lazier, levels occasionally just repeating themselves and yet more foibles revealed, such as the complete absence of bullet bills for example, the progress did at least become smoother. You know what, if you play anything long enough, you will adapt, even to the very worst controls. Is that how the quality still manages to shine through all of the muck? I don't know anymore. In any case, I finally reached 8-4, went through the last maze, had a few more hairy moments against those terrifying jellyfish, but finally I reached Bowser, knocked him over, and won the game. Wait. Thank you, Sonic? What the fuck? Why does Sonic get thanked at the end? Just... wow. Well, I think I can explain. Sort of. There exists another pirate platformer for the Mega Drive called Sonic Jam 6, featuring everyone's favourite blue-haired spiky rodent. It's exactly the same game as this one, only you control Sonic rather than Mario. So, what, they forgot to change it? Well, yes and no. It's generally agreed on that while both games came out in 1998, Super Mario actually came first. You'd think it would be the other way around, wouldn't you? Oh, hang on, I've got it. Perhaps both games were made at pretty much the exact same time, thus explaining why there was an error. But then... forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown. Getting the better of this game was, as you might expect, a thoroughly joyless experience. The only fun came from being amazed at all the glitches on display and through analysing all the different ways it managed to get Mario completely and utterly wrong. But did that original class shine through in the end? Yes, but how? You could say about this game that it is a Dadaist masterpiece, reminiscent of a collage of all the different aspects of Mario as assembled by a 3-year-old. You could do that, you know, if you really cared enough. Of course, while pulling that particular explanation out of your arse, the real reason for the game's existence would always be at the back of your mind. Somebody wanted to make a quick buck selling hooky games out the back of a van. To be honest, it's not actually all that complicated. Mario with a couple of black eyes is still Mario, and you know that a few rubs with Leon Swirl will make everything better. That and, you know what, there's simply a cheap thrill from playing a Mario game on a Sega machine. And of course, Nintendo fans got the same opportunity with Sonic, which brings everything full circle. And with that, it's time to bring this video to an end. Thanks for watching, and wherever you are, and whoever you be, have a good one, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!